I'm sure you've heard of it. It's a common sci-fi trope. One of the explanations that our scientists came up with to explain the lack of other intelligent civilizations in our galaxy. That's before we became a space-faring civilization, however. It was our greatest fear. Many scientists believed that we'd already passed our great filter. It was the Ice Age that occurred following a chain of volcanic eruptions in our early development. Many others believed that wasn't even close. Some theorized the worst possible outcome, that the Great Filter was some form of space-faring entity that would destroy significant advanced civilizations. There were stories written about it as soon as a civilization achieved FTL. They would be wiped from existence for one reason or another. Oftentimes these stories featured a self-aware AI that was responsible for monitoring and disposing of significantly advanced civilizations, keeping them from inhabiting other worlds and destroying the ecology found there. Others speculated that the Great Filter might be a kind of immune response to space-faring civilizations, as if the universe itself was one giant living organism, and we were just the viruses infecting the planets that we came to. There were many theories equally horrifying. This caused many people in our world to try everything they could to sabotage advancement and creating of FTL tech. This honestly postponed our advancement quite a bit, but eventually those who did not believe in the Great Filter, those who believed it was in our past, or those who just didn't care and wanted to advance for the purpose of advancement, continued on. Those greatly outnumbered the ones who feared for the worst. As such, you could imagine the surprise on their faces when they met the Great Filter face to face. That's right, the Great Filter is real, and it has a name too. It calls itself humanity. At first we were glad to meet a new space-faring civilization. They were kind and generous. They were a type-free civilization, but they offered to give. Not sell, just straight up give their technology to us. We were suspicious at first, but we literally had everything to gain and nothing to lose. This technology would solve all of our world's problems. But it was then, just before we had finished integrating into their society, that we realized we are the only ones. Other than the humans, there are no other significantly advanced civilizations in the entire galaxy. We quickly became skeptical of the humans. Once more, the fear of a Great Filter came to the forefront of our minds. A few still trusted the humans, but most of us were skeptical. We secretly began a colony on a small world away from human eyes. That colony was started without technology. They would not be integrated. We would come back for them if we were wrong. But they were our backup plan to ensure the survival of our species. Eventually, we built up the courage to ask the humans about the lack of other sapient life. What we got in response was a runaround. We would find out eventually, is all they said. Everyone finds out eventually. They were the only ones who overcame. If we could overcome, then we would join them as equals on the galactic stage, they told us. If we couldn't. It wasn't long after that when we learned the truth. After our population had fully integrated with human tech, and after we could no longer turn back, the humans introduced themselves. Or maybe it would be better to say that they revealed themselves for the first time. In a meeting with our top executives, the humans explained everything to us. They offered us a deal that we could not refuse. The humans explained to us that they were in fact the Great Filter all along, as many of our people had expected. This brought up the question, why? Why go through all the trouble of integrating us? Why wait until we were scientifically and technologically equivalent to them? Did they just want a challenge? A worthy opponent? Did they crave competition? Or perhaps they had finally grown tired of genocide? No. We were wrong in our assumptions. And how wrong we were. The humans were the kindest beings in existence. They were the Great Filter for a reason. They wanted our resources. They wanted to save the universe from its ultimate collapse. And they were very close to doing so. However, this required resources, and to accomplish their goals, they could not afford to have competition. We had to die. Our species would need to go extinct to save the universe. We understood. We understood all too well. Ultimately, we would never be able to fully work with a species so different from our own. Full cooperation without competition would be impossible, so we had to die. Or it might be better to say, we wanted to die. The humans taught us the truth of the Great Filter. Every species that came before us, some were warmongers who wanted only violence. Some were peacekeepers, others religious, some even made up of machine intelligences. They took us to their facility, the graveyard, so to say, of the galaxy, of which was only one of many. The humans had long ago conquered many galaxies. It was a computer hub that connected to the primary server through a subspace network. A massive supercomputer. To say massive would be an understatement. It contained the mass of an entire galaxy and was built around and powered by a supermassive black hole. A reality-bending device that could trap anyone and everyone for all eternity. It was the most wonderful thing that anyone could ever imagine. A computer simulation, but not just any simulation. Each individual could become their own deity. They could have their own multiverse to rule over. They could create worlds and universes to fit their every desire. They would be completely removed from all fleshy needs and wants, and have their minds expanded to levels incomprehensible. They could play alone, or with friends, with any and every species that ever existed. The humans offered us a choice. Become one with the machine, with the intelligence, have our every fantasy come true, bring to life our wildest imaginations, make real our every dream, or join them in fighting the heat death of the universe. Our decision was obvious. Who would want to live in a dying world when you could simulate an eternity of anything and everything that you or anyone else could ever imagine? We had to be advanced to the level of human tech in order to successfully integrate into their technology. Every member of our species unanimously agreed. We had only one question left for the humans. Why? Why did they choose to stay and fight? Why did they not join the rest of the universe as well? Their answer was short and straight to the point. Well, some of us did, but ultimately we decided as a species, what would be the fun in that?